Well, there's some pretty big news floating around out there about the Marvel Universe, and that is that the legendary George Miller could be finding his way to Marvel Studios. We've got reports he could be involved in multiple projects, so let's take a couple minutes to dive into those reports, talk about what projects he could be part of, and where all this news is coming from. Well, a little more than a year ago, George Miller brought his latest entry in the Mad Max series Furiosa to life, and in that film, the main villain was the one and only Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth. And Miller has gone out of the way a couple times talking about how much of a great time he had working with Chris Hemsworth, and Hemsworth has said how much he wants George Miller to potentially direct Thor 5. Now, in case you don't know who Miller is, he's an Australian filmmaker who's been around for over 40 years, kicking off the Mad Max franchise way back in 1979. And for me, one of the best action movies of all time was Mad Max Fury Road, which came out in 2015. Now, he's flirted with superheroes before. He was actually part of a Justice League project before a writer's strike basically destroyed that. It seems like he might be ready to dip his toes back into the world of superheroes. Now, this report comes via the World of Real, so it's not from Kevin Feige or Marvel Studios, so we're going to take it with a grain of salt. Now, apparently, the World of Real has done some digging, and they claim to have learned that Marvel has had some conversations directly with George Miller. Now, Miller has expressed some interest in directing a Thor 5, but apparently, this could be for that much talked about World War Hulk's movie that's been making the rumor mill spin for a couple of weeks. Now, honestly, I kind of feel like Thor 5 might be a better fit, but we should consider the possibilities that he could be coming on to Marvel to actually direct both films. And this would be a massive win for Marvel Studios. Miller's an awesome director and knows how to do action and make it dark. So whether it's World War Hulks or a potential Thor 5, well, this is a perfect fit. Honestly, him for Thor 5, that's exactly what the Thor franchise needs. The first Taika Waititi film was a lot of fun, but honestly, Thor Love and Thunder was, well, silly and was just too much Waititi for my own taste. So if we're looking to reimagine the franchise, honestly, George Miller is the guy to do it. Now, I do think he could do a bang-up job on World War Hulks, and what we're hearing is that it seems like Marvel is moving much faster on this project than anybody has been expecting, and it could be actually right around the corner. We know a lot of seeds for this project have already been sown, and I think we're going to start to see the fruition of those seeds in the new Captain America film in just about a month. I do have to admit, Miller taking on World War Hulks could also be very, very interesting because that movie is going to have to lean very hard on the action segments, and that's something that Miller is great at, and he really knows how to make those action sequences not only gritty and dirty, but feel real and powerful, and that's something a War of Hulks absolutely needs. Now, honestly, like I said, we have no confirmation on either one of these, but Miller is a good fit for either or both. It doesn't appear as of right now he's currently working on any projects, so if Marvel can get him to sign a contract and be ready to jump into a project, well, if that turns out to be World War Hulks, that could be just around the corner and potentially come our way even before Secret Wars happens. Now, like I said at the beginning of the report, we still don't have any confirmation on either film or Miller himself talking with Feige. World of Reals does dive into a lot of rumors and scoops, and their history is a little mixed, so we're going to sit back and wait, just sort of remain hopeful. And once Captain America Brave New World comes out, I think all of these details will be revealed. Miller has been hired. I do believe we'll probably get an announcement at this year's San Diego Comic-Con this summer, but all that is pure speculation, so until we get some actual details directly from Marvel Studios, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.